This hour we start with a breaking news. U.S. President Donald Trump has confirmed that the U.S. is successfully evacuating thousands of people from various countries across the Middle East. He has praised the State Department under Secretary of State Marco Rubio for handling the operation efficiently and quietly. As the conflict reached 1 week, the U.S. continues its effort to ensure the safety and security of American citizens and allies in the region amid rising tensions and ongoing conflict. Now we welcome retired Ambassador Jeremy Issacharow. He is a former Vice Director General of Israel's Foreign Ministry and Ambassador to Germany. Joins us live from Tel Aviv. Thank you very much, Vice Director General, for joining us. Welcome to NewsX World.
I'm talking actually from Jerusalem.
Okay, we will correct your location. Thank you for updating us. Director General, Vice Director General, how do you see the ongoing conflict and how do you see the escalation now that you are in Jerusalem? Are you staying safe? What's the situation there like?
Well, we still have various alerts from missile attacks on Israel, primarily also in the coastal area, less so in Jerusalem, but we're taking every precaution. We're very well disciplined. We get a warning that a missile has been launched, and if in the event that it's approaching the area in which we live in, they issue sirens and people go into a protected room or a shelter. The war's been going on now for a week, and this is something that obviously creates a lot of pressures internally, economically, and otherwise. But I think the Israeli people are used to this and resilient and are holding up against all of these particular incidents that we're seeing. But it's not just us, it's also the region as a whole. Iran has been attacking a number of Arab countries in the Gulf, including Jordan. Also, there was a missile that was intercepted by NATO heading for Turkey. They attacked yesterday Azerbaijan. They're attacking the Kurds in the north of Iraq. So in many ways, the Iranians are proving very clearly that they are a threat to the entire region more than anything else.
As you know, like you mentioned, all these countries now, more than 10 countries are being dragged to this conflict. Mm-hmm. Are other countries surprised by the capacity or by the actions of Iranian regime?
No, I think that people have been following it very closely. They have a very, very intense effort of producing missiles and rockets that they've been supplying to various terrorist groups from Hezbollah, Hamas, and the Houthis, to the development of longer range ballistic missiles that threaten the entire Middle East, threaten Israel, but also can threaten Europe, and even to a certain extent, maybe eventually West Asia. So no one is surprised by the Iranian efforts. We've seen how they produce these weapons over the years. We're also not surprised by their continuing efforts in the nuclear area, the amount of enrichment of uranium. And this is one of the factors that is being put to test also in the operation. To what extent can the nuclear facilities, the nuclear materials, and the missiles and the missile infrastructure and production facilities can be targeted and destroyed.
Thank you very much, General Issacharow, for sharing that. Please do stay with us as we come back to you. Now, moving on to Lebanon, Lebanon's health ministry has confirmed that the death toll from Israeli airstrikes in the country has risen to 217 people. Now, breaking news from Lebanon, with 798 others wounded since the conflict intensified earlier this week. The strikes have caused widespread damage in various regions, exacerbating the humanitarian crisis. Meanwhile, the Israeli military has reported that 8 soldiers were injured near the Lebanese border. 5 soldiers from the Givati Brigade were seriously hurt after an anti-tank missile attack, while 3 others sustained lighter injuries. Now we stay in the region. Breaking news. So Hezbollah has claimed responsibility for launching 2 rocket attacks at northern Israel in retaliation for Israeli strikes across Lebanon. The group has issued 2 statements confirming its fighters targeted Malkia and Ramot Naftali. The first rocket barrage struck Malkia around 9 a.m. local time, while the second hit Ramot Naftali at around 2 p.m. local time. Lebanon's health ministry has announced that at least 217 people have been killed and 798 wounded in Lebanon since the start of the new war between Israel and Hezbollah. Now we welcome back retired Ambassador Jeremy Issacharoff. Thank you very much for staying with us. Now, looking at these, how do you analyze the capacity of Hezbollah right now? Do you think that they're being pushed, although they're being pushed by Israeli forces, they're still retaliating? Do you think this time Israel will make sure that they incapacitate Hezbollah?
Yes, I think, the main goal, Hezbollah actually started this last round of attacks with missile attacks on the north of Israel, and we've responded, and we've also been active south of the Litani and asked the Lebanese residents there to evacuate the area so that there won't be civilian casualties. We're also focusing on the Hezbollah strongholds in Beirut, in the Dakhia, and also there have been activities in Sidon. I think it's really interesting that the Lebanese government has come out in very strong statements against Hezbollah. They've also banned the activities of the IRGC, the Iranian Revolutionary Guards, in Lebanon, and I understand that they're refusing to give visas to any Iranians trying to enter Lebanon. And they've said very clearly that they want Hezbollah to give up all of its weapons and to disarm. And I think this is a very important development. We, for ourselves, will do all that we can now that Hezbollah has started this to try and defend.
Yes. Ambassador, building on your answer, I also wanted to ask, how do you think, Hezbollah is being eyed by Iran as a proxy? And also, how do you think other proxies in the region is eyed by US and Israel both to be used against Iran, or Iran eyeing them to be used against US and Israel?
Well, yeah, there's no question about it. The Hezbollah is a total proxy of Iran. It's armed by the Iranians, it's funded by the Iranians, it's trained by them, and they've supplied them enormous amounts of missiles and rockets and technology, drones. And so this terrorist organization has become, and it's also been active for the last over 30 years. I remember just the other day, we commemorated the bombing of the Israeli embassy in Buenos Aires in 1992, in which very close friends of mine were killed. So, the Hezbollah and Iran, the Quds Force of Iran, the IRGC and Hezbollah are very tight allies and are being supported wholeheartedly by Iran. In that sense, they are clearly an enemy of Israel and also of the Lebanese people. And that's something that we will deal with as much as possible.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Issacharoff, for sharing that. Please do stay with us as we come back to you. Now, moving